Oh, are we starting? Hi everybody, it's Andy, and welcome again to my office in Los Altos, California. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in California as well as New York. This video is going to be the second one in my series on California legal myths, misconceptions, rumors. Still not quite sure what to call it. If you have an idea about what to call this series of videos, go ahead and leave it as a comment down below. But the basic idea, though, is that this series is going to go over a lot of the kind of common misconceptions that a lot of people in California have about how the law works, what the law requires, and so on. So in the first video in this series, I went over what a contract has to have. So if you promise somebody something and you don't follow through, is that something that you're going to get sued over? Do you have to worry? Just at what point does a promise become a contract? Hopefully, my first video, which I'll link over here, hopefully that video answers that question for you. So this second video is going to be going over something a little less esoteric than that, hopefully. And it's basically going to go over hands-free cell phone use in California. So based on this, perhaps this is true in the state where you live, California law changed in 2008, and after which a driver in California could no longer drive while kind of holding their cell phone to their head and talking, for example. They had to use a hands-free device of some kind. A lot of states are like this. In 2011, the law in California was changed a little bit, but the same basic idea, remained. You cannot drive a car in California, while holding a cell phone to your head. So, if you drive around California, perhaps I'm the only one who kind of notices this, but a lot of times you'll see people in California now driving with not only one earphone in, but two. So the reasons why they might do that, maybe they can't hear with just one, maybe it's too confusing, maybe they just really like the song they're listening to or something, but for whatever reason, they have two headphones in. And the question that I want to go over today is whether or not driving with two headphones like this is actually okay. And the answer to that question is no, it's actually not. So in California in 2016, January 2016, the law was modified yet again. So this is probably going to be fairly confusing. The cell phone law is modified every couple of years. But in 2016 at least, the cell phone law was modified to basically say that you cannot drive with two headphones and basically with both of your ears covered. So the law in question, if you want to look it up, like the two headphone law basically, is California Vehicle Code section 27,400. That basically says that you cannot drive a vehicle or operate a bicycle. Find that a little funny, I guess. I never imagined that being a problem, but you cannot drive a vehicle or operate a bicycle with earphones in both ears. There are some exceptions to that, of course. If you are, a firefighter, for example, and you have to, wear headphones if you are operating equipment and you need to protect your hearing from loud noises or something. There are exceptions that are listed out in 27,400, but in general, for the average person, you cannot drive around with two headphones, basically a headphone in each ear. One of your ears has to be uncovered. The rationale, of course, I think should be fairly obvious, that, if you are driving, you need to have at least one ear free to hear, sirens from police cars, ambulances, fire trucks, things like that. If you have hazards, I guess, like, to be able to hear them is very important. You don't want those types of safety-related sounds to be drowned out because you're wearing one of these. So that's the basic idea. If you are interested in the cell phone law in California, the one that was enacted way back in 2008, modified in 2011, that's actually Vehicle Code section 23123, California Vehicle Code section 23123. So go ahead and take a look at that. If you've been caught, violating that, now you know where the law is, I guess. So, but the basic takeaway from this video, though, is that if you are driving in California, you want to do the right thing, you want to obey the law, you can do that, but you can't do it this way. You can't have earphones in both ears. One of your ears has to be uncovered, and 27,400 of the Vehicle Code is basically the reason why. So, hopefully that was not too confusing. I'm sometimes very surprised, I guess, by the number of people that I see in California driving around with earphones in both ears. Yeah, so just know, I guess, that you can't do that, and 27,400 is the reason. So again, hopefully that wasn't too confusing, and I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks.